After weeks of silence and whispers across the media landscape, Annie Shephard was finally seen in public following the heartbreaking announcement of her separation from her husband, Ben Shephard. The images of her first appearance spread like wildfire, picked apart by fans, scrutinized by tabloids, and studied by fashion commentators who tried to decode every detail, from her understated outfit to the strength in her body language. Annie, long admired for her grace and quiet sophistication, carried herself with the same dignity that has always defined her. Yet this time there was something different. Observers couldn't help but notice the quiet steel beneath her poise, a silent message that she was ready to face whatever came next, even in the shadow of heartbreak. And the world noticed. Social media platforms lit up with messages of support. Admirers across the UK and beyond praised Annie for her courage, resilience, and composure. Many admitted they felt a pang of sadness watching what they once believed was one of television's strongest marriages come undone. For years, Ben and Annie Shephard had symbolized stability, warmth, and the kind of partnership that seemed immune to the chaos of modern fame. To see their union unravel felt for some like watching a fairy tale fracture in real time. But while there was grief, there was also admiration. Annie's appearance was not just a walk into the public eye, it was a statement. To truly understand the weight of this moment, we need to go back. Ben Shephard has always been more than a presenter. With his natural charm, easy wit, and ability to connect with anyone sitting opposite him, whether it was a contestant on Tipping Point, a celebrity guest on This Morning, or viewers at home, Ben carved out a space in British television that few could match. But behind the camera, it was Annie who anchored him. The Shephards weren't just a couple in the public's imagination, they were a real partnership. Friends close to the pair often described Annie as Ben's quiet compass, someone who kept his feet firmly on the ground while he navigated the demands of early morning alarms, unpredictable live broadcasts, and the relentless glare of the spotlight. Their marriage, which began long before Ben became a household name, was rooted not in the fleeting highs of celebrity, but in something deeper. Shared values, mutual respect, and a quiet devotion that resonated with many who admired them from afar. For fans, Ben and Annie Shephard became a symbol, proof that a long-lasting marriage could withstand the trials of fame, which is why the announcement of their separation hit so hard. When the news first broke, both Ben and Annie chose silence. There were no lengthy press statements, no tell-all interviews, no photographs staged outside solicitors' offices. Instead, the couple retreated into privacy, a rare move in a world where celebrity splits are often played out like theater. And in that silence, speculation grew. Had the relentless pressures of Ben's television career, early starts, constant travel, public scrutiny finally taken their toll? Had the couple simply grown apart after decades together? Or was this, as some online whispered, a mutual decision born not from anger, but from the quiet recognition that sometimes love changes shape? No one knew for certain, and perhaps that was the point. Their silence wasn't avoidance, it was dignity. And then came Annie's first public appearance. It wasn't a grand red carpet gala or a carefully orchestrated photo opportunity. It was a simple outing, unassuming, yet powerful. Dressed in a chic but understated outfit, Annie's look wasn't about glamour, it was about strength. Her choice of muted tones and classic lines told its own story. This was not a woman defined by heartbreak, but by resilience. Observers were quick to point out that Annie's appearance mirrored the tone of her new chapter. Gone were the glossy, glamorous images often associated with celebrity partners. In their place was something far more meaningful: authenticity. And fans noticed. Online forums and social media threads buzzed with praise. "She looks incredible," wrote one admirer. "Strong, graceful, dignified." Others pointed to her calm demeanor as an inspiration, especially for women navigating their own transitions in life. For many, Annie's appearance wasn't just about her. It became a mirror in which people saw their own experiences of heartbreak, resilience, and the courage to move forward. Of course, questions soon turned towards Ben. The presenter, so often the face of comfort on British television, remained notably absent. While Annie's strength had shone in public, Ben's silence lingered in the shadows. And that silence was deafening. Was he struggling more than fans realized? Friends close to the couple hinted that Ben had chosen to retreat, to process privately rather than perform his emotions in public. For a man who has spent decades under the gaze of the cameras, perhaps this was his way of reclaiming a little humanity. But it also raised another question. How does a man so loved for bringing joy to millions find the strength to navigate personal heartbreak when the cameras stop rolling? The separation of Ben and Annie Shephard was not just the ending of a marriage. It was the shifting of an image that had, for years, inspired so many. Together, they represented warmth, balance, and the idea that fame could coexist with stability. And now that image had changed. But perhaps in that change, there is something even more powerful. Because what Annie showed the world in her first appearance wasn't just heartbreak. It was hope. Hope that even when life changes in unexpected ways and painful ways, dignity and resilience can carry us through. And what Ben's silence reminded us is that it's okay to take time, to step back, to heal in private. So what lies ahead for Annie and Ben? For Annie, many believe she will continue to focus on her passions, her family, and the life she has built outside the glare of the television spotlight. For Ben, there are whispers that he will return to our screens with the same warmth we've always known, but perhaps with a new depth, a quiet strength forged in personal struggle. Whatever the future holds, one thing is certain. This chapter in their story has struck a chord. Because beyond the headlines, beyond the gossip, this isn't just a tale of a celebrity split. It's a reminder of something universal, the resilience of the human spirit, the courage it takes to face change, and the quiet power of dignity in the face of heartbreak. As Annie Shephard steps into this new chapter, the world is watching and supporting her every step of the way. Her first appearance after the announcement wasn't just a moment in the media cycle. It was a lesson, a reminder that heartbreak doesn't have to define us, but how we respond to it can inspire others. And while questions remain about Ben's silence, fans hold out hope that he too will find his way forward, with the same kindness, humor, and humanity that made him a household favorite. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we'll be following this journey closely. From Annie's resilience to Ben's next steps, there's so much more to come, and you won't want to miss it.